gravitation. First point is Newton's universal law of gravitation, then uniform circular motion, in short UCM, and examples. So let us start first point, Newton's universal law of gravitation. Suppose there are two objects. The mass of first object is m1 and mass of second object is m2, and these two masses, these two objects are separated by distance capital D. You can take this distance small r also, or small d, sorry. Then Newton's universal law of gravitation states like this: every object in the universe attracts every other object with a definite force. Means there is force of attraction between two objects in the universe, and this force is directly proportional to product of their masses. If F is force between these two objects, then F is directly proportional to product of these masses, that is product of m1 and m2, and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. If small d is distance in between these objects, then the force of attraction between these objects is inversely proportional to d square. So this can be written like this: F is directly proportional to m1 m2 upon d square. If we have to remove this proportionality sign, let us take some constant, say capital G here. So next step is F is equal to G m1 m2 upon d square. Here G is called as constant of proportionality, and it is also called as universal gravitational constant, and its value is G is equal to 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square upon kg square per kg square. So here in case of Newton's universal law of gravitation, you have to remember two important things. First is, if the mass of an object is doubled, suppose m1 is doubled or m2 is doubled, then what happens? If the mass of an object is doubled, then the force of attraction between these two objects also doubles. And second thing you have to remember is, if distance is doubled, if distance of separation, here the distance of separation between two objects is d, if this distance is doubled, then the force of attraction decreases by a factor of 4. It decreases by a factor of 4, means it is 1/4 of the original distance. Now second point is uniform circular motion or magnitude of centripetal force. Consider an object is moving in a circle with a constant speed v. In last video we have seen that if an object is moving in a circle, then its motion is called as circular motion, and the path is circumference of a circle. So let us consider the mass of moving object is small m, then small r is radius of circle, and small v be the speed of object. Then there is a formula for centripetal force acted upon an object. In last video we have also seen that if particle performs circular motion, then it is acted upon by a centripetal force which is along the center of circle. So the formula for this centripetal force is F is equal to mv square upon r. So this is the formula for centripetal force. F is equal to mv square upon r. Now I have written this formula again here. Let us put the value of v here. Now v means velocity. The formula is distance upon time. You know the formula, velocity is distance upon time. So v is equal to distance traveled by an object divided by time taken to travel that distance. Therefore v is equal to 2 pi r upon capital T. Distance traveled is equal to 2 pi r because the distance is along the circumference of circle, and circumference, formula of circumference is 2 pi r. So F is equal to, F is equal to m bracket 2 pi r upon t bracket square upon small r. Next step is F is equal to 4m pi square r square. 2 square is 4, m as it is, pi square r square upon t square, and this r is as it is. Into the next step, r gets cancelled with this r. So in next step, F is equal to 4m pi square single r upon t square. Let it be equation number 1. Now let us make an adjustment here. Multiply and divide this equation 1 by r square, so that it makes no difference in the value of m. So F is equal to now 4m pi square r upon t square multiply by r square upon r square. After solving this step, we get the value of F like this, and take out r cube upon t square. From this step, we get r cube upon t square is equal to 1 upon k. This is from Kepler's third law. Kepler's third law, according to Kepler's third law, t square upon r cube is equal to k. That's why its reciprocal means r cube upon t square is equal to 1 upon k. So putting the value r cube upon t square is equal to 1 upon k in equation number 2, we get F is equal to 4m pi square upon r square into 1 upon k. Now in this equation, the part which is shown under dotted circle, it is constant. F is equal to 4m pi square upon k. This part is constant into 1 upon r square. So we can write F is equal to constant into 1 upon r square. If we have to remove this constant, then take proportionality sign. Therefore F is directly proportional to 1 upon r square, and this means that gravitation force F is inversely proportional to square of the distance between the object which are separated by the distance r. So this is the formula. Now let us solve an example. Example 1 is Mahendra and Virat are sitting at a distance of 1 meter from each other. Means their distance of separation is 1 meter. Their masses are 75 kg and 80 kg respectively. Respectively means Mahendra weighs 75 kg and Virat weighs 80 kg. What is the gravitational force between them? While solving this example, let us start with given values. The value given are r is equal to 1 meter. M1 means mass of Mahendra is 75 kg. M2 means mass of Virat, which is given as 80 kg, and g is gravitational constant and value is 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. This is constant value, so it does not change. According to Newton's law of gravitation, we have a formula F is equal to G m1 m2 upon r square. Just put all these value, calculate and find out the answer, and answer comes out to be 4.002 into 10 raised to minus 7 Newton. So this is the method of solving this example. And now here a second example is for you. The masses of the earth and moon are given. Distance of separation between them is also given. You have to calculate gravitational force of attraction between the two objects, that is earth and moon, and your answer will be 2.017 into 10 raised to 20 Newton. It is approximately answer. That's why if your answer comes out to be 2 into 10 raised to 20 Newton, then also it is considerable. Thank you for watching this video. Friends, If you have any difficulty or suggestions, please write in the comment box, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this video. Thank you.